What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing another video on the E46 M3. We've been having a little bit of problems recently as far as like cranking it the first time. It doesn't want to start. It still cranks, but for some reason it feels like there's not enough fuel that's getting to the engine. If I crank it one more time right after, it starts right up. I'll show up a video right here. So it's pretty much that we've been dealing with for a little while now. It does it off and on, which is kind of weird. We already replaced the fuel pump. We've already checked all the fuses and those are all good. And it's not like it doesn't start at all. It just being inconsistent with starting. So one thing that I kind of looked up, or one thing that we've been meaning to do for a little while now, is clean the injectors and get them recalibrated. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be going ahead and taking off the fuel rail, labeling and taking off each fuel injector. That way we can go and get it tested and recalibrated, and they're going to go ahead and put the new O-rings on it as well, and then hopefully that solves our problem. But before we get started, hit that like and subscribe button, and we are so close to hitting 500, and then right after that we're going to be getting to 1,000 subscribers. But yeah, anyways, let's get right into it. First things first, we actually have to take out one of the fuses. That way we can starve the engine of fuel. That will help. So we're gonna go ahead and pull out fuse number 54. Where is that? This 20. Here we go. Here we go. And then after that fuse is out, we can go ahead and cycle the engine. That should be good.
Why did it start?
Oh, because it was probably just a little bit. Yeah. All right, and then actually before all of that, we have to disconnect the negative terminal of the battery. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect that right here. And then afterwards, we can go ahead and take off the cabin air filter, disconnect a couple hoses. We have a 10 mil bolt that we'll have to take off to go ahead and disconnect the fuel rail. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So these are our fuel injectors. As you can see, they don't look good. So hopefully we can get them cleaned and they put the new gaskets and recalibrate them and they're all good. Hopefully none of these are really bad to where we can't use it anymore, or we shouldn't use it anymore, but they're gonna test the flow of all of that, and we'll kind of go from there. We'll just get new gaskets for that fuel line and stuff. But here is the fuel rail that we had to take off. You good? But yeah, you could tell it's pretty dirty in here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and clean everything once we put it all back together. Look how nasty these are. See if you could see. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take each individual one in the correct order, and we're gonna go ahead and label them in the bag. Okay. So now that these are in the bag, we can go ahead and send them in to get them tested. We're gonna take them to RC Fuel Injection over there in Torrance. It's the closest place to us, and I'm pretty sure they have like a 24-hour turnaround. So that'll be good. We'll go ahead, today's Sunday, and since it's already like midday, we'll just go ahead and wait till tomorrow. We'll take it in on Monday and get it back as soon as we can. And once we get all of them cleaned and they come back to us, we'll go ahead and check out all the information that they're going to give us after the cleaning. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now. It was a fairly easy job. I mean, it probably took us no more than like 30 minutes to an hour. It was our first time doing it on this car, so we wanted to make sure we got it done right. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. So it is 2 days after I last filmed, but I'm gonna pretend like I filmed some B-roll of me going to RC and showing the place, but we're just gonna skip all that. And we do have the injectors back and they look really good. Hi, Scooby. Hi, Scooby. So these are the new injectors. They also labeled these 1 through 6. They look brand new. They obviously replaced both O-ring gaskets and they recalibrated all of them. And they also gave us the old parts. So in the box, they gave us a couple stickers, and then this is the important part. So this is explaining what injectors they are, and then this is our sheet. So as you can see right here, it'll tell how bad they are. They're actually not doing too well versus how they are now. Looking at these numbers, it looks very, very promising. I'm kind of excited to put this on the car. And looking at the old parts, a lot of these gaskets are pretty bad and worn, and they're cracking. And then look at these, they were cracked. I don't know if they're cracked because they had to replace them, most likely, but I mean, these don't look good. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and reinstall the cleaned injectors on here, and I'm really crossing my fingers. I hope it solves our issue. Before we get started, we're gonna double check and clean all these little pieces of the air rail. Also just inspect the fuel rail and just make sure it's all clean. And then just put it back together. It's gonna be pretty simple. We are gonna try to do our best to clean inside of here too. It's a little dark, but I think with a little bit of cleaner on a rag, we could just get as much as we can out. We don't wanna spray inside or go too crazy, obviously. Yeah. So we're just gonna do a little bit of that to all 6. And yeah, that should help out a little bit too.
Ooh, look at that hole.
It's clean.
So this is before, and you can see how the hole, it's got a little cleaner.
A little bit.
Not too much, but cleaner.
Yeah.
See, a little something that makes you feel better.
And they gave us stickers.
You and your sticker name.
All right, that's pretty much it. Everything's back together. You kind of saw me, I had to use like the 2x4 and a little mallet just to make sure it seated everything properly, because if you try to push it down with your hand, it's not really gonna go in. So I kind of just double checked. Everything is seated properly. I can't see any of the gaskets from here. We reinstalled that vacuum line right here. All the plugs go back in. Everything's snapped back in. 10mm bolts are in. Now we just have to reconnect the battery. Okay. All right, now that's in. Now all we have to do is prime it and hope there's no leaks. Let it prime. Just give it a sec. She's alive! Double check, make sure there's no leaks. You see anything? Man, if you don't knock it out. Well, I don't see anything. Wait, I do see some smoke. I don't know if that's normal.
So this is pretty much a daily routine. Oh, wait, something wrong. So we randomly have a white smoke coming out from this part of engine bay, which hopefully it's just the some leftover oil residue.
Well, there's always something, you know, there's always something with this car. But, well, something I've been wanting to do for a while now is do a to do a smoke test, just so I could make sure there's no vacuum leaks or exhaust leaks. We did in a previous video replace the gaskets that were leaking on the exhaust, but now it looks like there's, I don't want to assume the worst, but I don't know if it's like a crack in the header or maybe it's just a loose O2 sensor. I don't know. But next on the list is gonna be doing that smoke test just to try to figure out and seal up any holes that we might have. For now, at least there was no fuel leaks. Everything looks good and everything checks out. We're gonna put everything back together and I'm gonna see if that resolves our starting issue, our like first crank issue. Hopefully it does, and the injectors were the problem. I'm really happy to see with the numbers that we had received from testing it before and testing it after, and we did get some cool stickers that are going to go on the water bottle actually, along with all these other stickers. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and start the car over the next couple days and kind of monitor to see how it starts, to see if our primary issue is resolved. So, I mean, just from that, I have been starting the car for the past couple days the same way, and it's every single time started up on the first try. I'm very happy. So yeah, if you haven't got your fuel injectors clean, you might want to do that. It could help you solve a similar problem that we're having. Obviously, what you want to try to do is diagnose it in different ways, whether it's the fuel pump, the relays, the fuses, anything like that. But I mean, regardless, if you haven't done any fuel injector cleaning, it's definitely a good thing to do, especially if those rubber gaskets are getting worn. Just get it all cleaned out, and it's fairly cheap to do. The place that I went to, RC, it's only $25 to clean each injector, and then in total is basically 150 bucks. So it's definitely worth it regardless, and I'm kind of glad it solved our issue. But yeah, if you stuck around this far, I appreciate you guys for watching. Go ahead, leave this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.